Hello, thank you for coming to this tutorial. Today what I'm going to do is show you how to make a magazine flower so that you could use these as decoration for your holiday guests, or you can put them on top of presents if you wanted to make it kind of like an alternative to a bow. So for this you do need a few items. So you need some barbecue skewers. I just have a couple here. You need some old magazines, need a pair of scissors, and some stick glue, and then some, I didn't have any florist tape. Florist tape actually works the best, but I did have some of this masking, just green masking tape here, which does work, but florist tape would actually work a little bit better. So you need to find a magazine that you could easily pull apart. The ones that are even the better ones are the ones that have staples in the middle, because you want to be able to get a spread, a 2-page spread where it's connected in the middle. This is important for how long your strip's going to be. So you want to find one that is connected in the middle with glue or something like that. So once you have found, and you want to go through all your magazines and find, like, this would be a really pretty color. Doesn't have a lot of words. There's not a whole lot of white space. This would be a really nice color to use. So you can kind of go through and find what might be good colors. And then you have to kind of pull it apart. Sometimes you have to work at it and come this way and really just kind of loosen it up a little bit. But once you have picked out your paper, like I said, one of these will become it could become 2 flowers. So now that you kind of picked the side that you want, this is not a very pretty one, I just wanted to show you how to do it. You want to fold it in half. Again, be careful that you don't separate the middle part here. Fold it in half, give it a good crease here. And then you actually want to cut this, open it back up. And we want to cut it right down the middle here. You do want to make it fairly even, so just make sure you cut down that middle line. Okay, put that off to the side there. Now, taking your stick glue, you want to get yourself a nice even strip of glue here at the bottom. Try to be a little consistent with how you spread it. Practice does make perfect on these things, so but it is fun to work at it and that. So we want to get our glue down at the bottom there. Okay, so now we're going to fold this onto our glued part, but don't crease it. When you fold it, you want to leave it puffy. Do not crease the center fold, and I'll show you what I mean. So you want to try to get it glued down smooth as you can down here. And then this is what I mean. You don't want to crease this. I know it's a lot of times after you fold something you want to crease, but don't crease this. This is going to be the petals of our flowers. You want to make sure that it's, looks like that. So then we turn it over, and taking our scissors, we start at one end, and we're going to try to cut even sized slits all the way down. So you want to, if they're a little bit smaller, it might help in the long run when we go to pull them apart. But you want to try to be consistent with how far down you cut each time. If you want, you could, draw a line with, a ruler to make it more straight. We're just going to kind of eyeball here. So you just want to cut all the way down. And I'm going a little bit too fast here, because if you do it a little bit slowly, you should be able to be pretty consistent each time. So again, you want to keep going all the way down. And I have a short one here that I can show you. So once you've cut your strips all the way to the very end, so this is the short one because mine ripped, so I'm just kind of showing you our next step here. So this is what it looks like. You just got, these are going to be our little petals. So now we take our glue, and this step you might have to be careful on because sometimes this is what happened is to me is I went to go do something and it broke apart the two pages, so you just have to be careful. But this certainly could just be a smaller flower. So I'm going to glue across the bottom here with my glue stick. All right, and this is where we need to really work our fingers here. So we take our skewer and we're going to stick this end right here. It doesn't matter which end you choose, you just want to pick an end. So this is where you need to start wrapping as tightly as you can just on the bottom part here. You're not worrying about this part necessarily, you're just trying to wrap it on itself, just trying to roll it. You can use the skewer as a guide, but it's not glued in very well at this point, so it might be a little bit harder to do so. But you're just trying to roll the bottom here, and just do it a little bit at a time. You know, if you don't have to rush it because you don't want to bend your petals here. So you just keep rolling, and don't worry if it's getting too wide because we are going to glue that down or tape it down in the end. You're going to keep rolling, kind of get your petals back, rolling. And once you've gotten all the way down here, this is where we want to take our tape. Before you start fluffing or anything up here, you want to take your tape and you want to tape this down because your skewer, as you can see, is not completely glued in there, so it will kind of move around a little bit. So you want to make sure that you have your skewer really kind of in there. So with your floral tape, so again, I'm going to use this masking tape, which will work in a pinch, but floral tape really does work better. You really want to tape the magazine to your skewer because you don't really have that good of a contact with just the glue. So you want to do that a couple more times and make sure you really get it taped down here. I kind of twist it a little bit, and then I'm going to come this way and make sure it's taped this way as well. And you just kind of want to make your way down with it. I'm going to kind of roll it. It's hard to move masking tape down a little bit, but I'm trying to move it down just slightly. So you go like that. Okay. So now that we've got that nice and secure right here, you can go all the way down if you want, but I left it right there for now. So now we get to fluff. These are our petals. We get to fluff our petals, I'm sorry. So you take a pencil and you want to just gradually and carefully stick it inside your little loops and just kind of pull it out a little bit. But remember, this is obviously paper, so you do want to be a little bit careful because you don't want to rip it. If you do rip it, it is not the end of the world. I've done it. It is okay. You just kind of peel them out a little bit. You can use your fingers if you want. You just kind of, you're bending it here and you're fluffing it. Now this one is not as full because I used a half. I used that one sheet. But if you use this whole thing, it becomes a little bit thicker. So here's the whole sheet like that, the double spread, and then this is just the one. So you can leave them like this if you want, or you can spray paint them or put some spray glitter on them. These are really fun to play with, and you can put them together like this and make a little bouquet. If you didn't want to put it on here, you could kind of cut the skewer off right here and just tape it to itself and make it just so it stands up on a present. The possibilities are endless. So you can take an entire magazine and make an entire bouquet for your guests this holiday season. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and go ahead and practice and make yourself some paper flowers.